Oh, let me get you together real quick. Hold on. Think so. Look, this is what I did tell you is this. This is gonna be titled to Energy Behind Words. And the only reason why I'm making this video is because I ran into this shit yesterday, and I'm ran into this shit just a minute ago, going to go get some Fix-A-Flat for my friend's tire for the bike, right? So boom, I go into O'Reilly's, right? Soon as I walk in the door, first and foremost, I want to tell you, I'm most definitely a blessing in life, in this lifetime and my previous lifetimes. But anyway, as soon as I walked in the O'Reilly's Auto Parts, the dude sneezed. I said, bless you, man. You are a blessing, and so was I, a blessing that was coming through the door to receive that. So he was like, ha. All right. So boom, I'm like, all right, that's one. That's one strike. So boom. So after that, I'm like, hey, can you help me find something to get this tire, help me find the hole in this tire? So he was like, if I could find a bucket. So I was like, all right, cool. I walked in the aisle, went and found this little, what's this stuff called? This rubber cement, right? Went and found this. So boom, next thing you know, he ended up taking all, he said he was gonna help me. He ended up helping somebody else and ended up leaving the store, right? So I tell Ryan in the store, I'm like, hey, Ryan, Lewis, I understand that he's sick and that he probably, and y'all probably just got to rush, but his communication skills is kind of off on how he speak to people. So Ryan's like, oh, I already know. So boom, Ryan ended up ringing me up, and as soon as Ryan ended up ringing me up, Lewis comes back. So as soon as I get done paying for the little cement, I tell Lewis, I said, hey, Lewis, can I speak to you for a second? He's like, yeah. I said, look, I totally get that you have a cold and that you're sick. He was like, I ain't got a cold. That's my allergies. I said, well, you just clarified that this is just your personality then. I said, listen, when I first came through the door and gave you a blessing after you sneezed, the energy you gave me and how you talked to me back every time I asked you a question, how do you think all your customers feel when they come in here dealing with you? He said, I apologize, man. I said, nah, it ain't even about apologizing. It's about, how old are you? He said, I'm 50. I said, so just think about how long you've been doing this. He said, I'm glad that you're saying this to me, because I've been kind of feeling like I've been in this ick feeling my whole life. I'm like, so always remember, it's not the people that's coming through the door that's a problem. And I'm not even gonna say you're a problem. It's whatever you've been through in life is the problem that you still ain't dealt with, which is why when you deal with people, you come off a little bit aggressive. He was like, man, I really needed that. So always remember, bro, no matter who the fuck you dealing with in this world, it's never the word. And that's what I told him. I said, it's never the words that people say. It's the energy behind what you're saying. I said, now look at these two different energies. Thank you so much for helping me get my tire fixed. Thank you for helping me get my tire fixed. I said the same exact words, but you seen the difference. And the only difference is that I received was the latter of what I just said. He said, I apologize for that, man. Honestly, and I knew he was sincere. So I always remember, y'all, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I always remember, you're going to still be able to see manipulation in words, but the only reason why we can't see manipulation in words or the energy is because either we're just not brave enough to say something back, or we don't want to lose an opportunity of whatever may be in progress of while you're in the midst of receiving the lower frequency energy. So always remember, if you going to be willing to put up with that shit, then that means that you ain't going to never be able to get ahead, but you're going to make everybody else believe you getting ahead. And that's not fair to yourself. So always remember, address it, but address it correctly and don't match the energy. Omnipresence, blessings, beautiful. Agape Ashe, you know it, nigga, love you. Because I'm going to keep us straight. Blessings.